0-2 count. Fly ball hit well into right field. Back goes Kellum Clark at the wall, and that ball's gone. Opposite field home run for Luke Hill, his first collegiate home run. And it's a 3-2 game. The Bulldogs trying to elevate on the 0-2 pitch.
All right, we sitting here having conversation before the episode. We don't usually do it like this, but man, when you got a kid who keeps it real, he's from Baton Rouge like Luke Hill, man, you could talk baseball all day. And with that being said, Luke, how are we doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just chilling right here at home, watching movies, doing this with y'all, and watching a little bit of football. So life is good right now.
This wasn't the question I was going to ask to break the ice, but you said you're watching movies, out of curiosity, man. What kind of movies you like? You got a certain genre?
Okay, so it depends on kind of the mood. So just now, I got a suggestion to watch The Choice. It was a good film. Not like my go-to genre. That was more of a serious, it was almost like a romantic movie. It was a good movie. I'm not gonna lie, it's a fire movie. But my favorite, it's probably comedy, but action type as well. So those are kind of my favorite movies. So last night, what did I watch? I watched The Adam Project. That was a good one. It was a Netflix special. I finished Unbroken today. That was a good one. I'm surprised I've never seen that. It was a good movie, good film. Watched about an hour and a half of it last night, and then finished the 30 minutes while I was training during lunch. So it was a good movie. So I've gone through those 3 in the past 2 days.
Nice. I made the mistake of watching Lone Survivor, which I've seen before, but it was trending number 2 on Netflix. Anyway, as someone who's a vet and can get caught up in my feels, that movie, man, my wife was like, let's watch it. It was trending. We watched it. When it was over, I was sitting there tearing up, and I was like, I'm so mad. I was like, I hate you right now. That movie it's such a good movie, but man, the fact that it's a true story and it happened to them dudes like that, and as American soldiers, golly, man, it was really.
Yeah.
I don't like to cry during movies, man. Not my kind of movie.
Yeah, I'm not like that either. I don't like to cry during movies. No, I'll sit there and be like, nope, I'm not doing that. So,
Daniel, you ever cry during movies? You don't seem like you'd cry. You seem like you'd be stone cold killer.
Nope, no tears here.
You didn't cry because you hate a tie more than anybody. It's the reason why you don't like soccer. In your favorite movie is Rocky. In the first Rocky, they tie. You didn't cry?
No, I don't cry for that.
I'm surprised.
Say most movies that are emotional, I've usually read the book first, so I have a really good idea. So it's not a surprise or this overwhelming shock of emotion. But still, I'm not a big crier. And at the end of it, I do know that Lone Survivor is a true story, but I feel sad and I feel certain ways, but not enough to move me to cry.
I don't know if I don't think I've ever full on cried after. I've teared up a good bit. I've done that before.
If y'all didn't cry during Lone Survivor, you're un-American. I don't know what to say about either of you.
See, that's false. See, that's what I hate. You're not gonna bully me into crying.
Yeah, I am. And you should have cried during Rocky because it was a tie with all the complaining you do.
If you're gonna cry, you need to cry when Mick dies or when the wife dies or that kind of stuff. That's him tying. That should just infuriate you, and just he's got to do better.
I feel you.
I mean, 600 rounds of boxing, he tied. He's got to do better, man.
Just be better.
So, I think it was 15 rounds actually, but it seemed like they fought forever. Dude, I feel like it was 600 rounds.
And with the way they show him getting hit, in the first round, and then that was supposed to be every round thereafter, dude's never fighting after the first fight. He had 4 concussions in one fight.
Yeah, if that was the NFL, he would never play again.
No, he's not clearing protocol.
Yeah, but that was we did a sports movie draft in our very first season, and that was his first pick off the board. He's a Rocky guy. I took the Sandlot.
Rocky?
Yeah, I took the
Sandlot.
I got the winning movie, but let's move on. I got football on right here. We were talking, me and Daniel, before you came on. We play fantasy football together. This is the first time I've ever asked to guess this. Do you by chance play fantasy football?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Do you play with your teammates, or who you got a league with?
So I got a league with my teammates, and I have a league with my boys from here. So the teammates one is not too hot, not looking great. The one from home though is looking solid. So the one from home, this is a 12-man, keep in mind. I don't think I've made a single trade this year. I got Josh Allen, and I got because no defense. We do 2 flex. Josh Allen, Kenneth Walker, Isaiah Pacheco. They're decent. And then you got Jamar Chase, Keenan Allen, TJ Hawkinson. And then my flex options, I have Christian Kirk, Brandon Ayuk, and then I sat Tank Dell like an idiot. And I'm a Texans fan too. So I gotta start him next week. So
man, yeah, you messed and you know what's gonna happen next week, he ain't gonna give you nothing. But you gotta start him because you got a problem. Jamar Chase, of course, I don't know, old boy that from Washington that came in. He threw a touchdown to Chase and he was kind of slinging. So I mean, Chase may not completely fall off if Browning.
Well, Burrow's out for the year.
That's what I'm saying. Browning came in and threw a touchdown to Chase right after he came in. I mean,
Jake Browning, that's who that is?
Yeah.
Jake Browning. I haven't heard that name.
He not only hit him for a touchdown, he hit him for like a 50-yard pass where he threw the ball up because, they were talking about in the commentary. It's Jamar Chase still. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Just throw the ball up and let us go get it.
It's like those memes you see. Screw it. Jamar's down there somewhere. Like literally, just throw it to him. Exactly. He'll be fine.
So what about college football, man? Obviously, Ole Miss just took a tough loss, but have you been going to the games, checking them out?
Okay, to be honest, I've only been to one because the games for me, I like college football games, but I like them more. Hot take coming from a student. I like them more when I'm sitting down and watching them. I don't like it in the student section as much. It's too much standing, too much rah-rah going around, just kind of that deal. If I'm at the football game, I'm sitting there and I'm watching this football game and worried about nothing else. I didn't even go to the LSU Ole Miss one. I was literally sitting down. I was
supposed to, and as an LSU fan, and the way it went, I'm so glad I gave the tickets to my nephew, so I didn't have to.
Yeah, I don't understand how Ole Miss got away with that. To be honest with you, it was we're down.
You know what's funny about what you're saying though about the sitting and watching, and Daniel, we've had this conversation, but having Luke, they were talking about it, and football has become the best sport to watch on TV, and then baseball is easily the best sport to watch in person. I don't care what anybody.
Yes, I think baseball on TV. I think baseball. Now football is good in both. It depends on what you're doing. Though.
Right.
Baseball is one of those where I just I can watch it on TV, but it has to be a meaningful game for me to be on TV.
Right.
No offense, I would say I'm a huge baseball guy, but it's hard for me to watch, for example, the Marlins and the Royals play in game 130. I'm sorry, I'm not sitting down and watching that.
Or watching mine and Daniel's Cardinals at all this year.
Yeah, they're last in the NL Central.
Yeah, which never.
How many ones they have? 65.
They were last in the league, bro.
They're bad.
We're not used to this. We're not used to this. We didn't know how to respond.
But the thing is, you can still go watch that team in person and still have a good time. Yeah. On TV, no chance.
Yeah, and it's even worse because the players that they have, they shouldn't be bad.
Right.
They shouldn't.
Well, I'll tell you this, Luke. I was asked by Bill Pearson, Josh Pearson from LSU, his dad this past weekend when we were at LSU, Florida, and it was awesome. But then when we were at that UL scrimmage, he was talking, and he goes, what do you like better? Because he didn't know the answer. He was genuinely asking. He goes, what do you like better, college football or college baseball? And a few years ago, I would have no-brainer said college football. But I said, college football in the one game, yeah. But because college baseball, especially on an SEC weekend, is a weekend experience, it's 3 days.
I think I give it a run for smart because for me, now that I'm in it, I would say honestly, I would go with college baseball. That might be a bold take.
No, it's not, because it's a whole experience of the weekend, and you can do other things in between and hang out with the people. The tailgating's easier.
I think now that I haven't experienced a full SEC weekend. Well, I haven't been one while I was on SEC team. We played at Mississippi State last year, but that was so sick. Being able to experience that and see what it means. Mm-hmm. Those people, especially in the Southeast, that's crazy. That's a Friday night versus hell. I hope we're good. Last week. Well,
you also went to Mississippi State before fans started to fall off because the team fell. So you got to be when the atmosphere was great.
Yeah, we had 14,000 that Saturday. It was a legit atmosphere. So But yeah, no, like if like Ole Miss is pretty good, and same thing with LSU, like that last week, and like you can't tell me I would, if I wasn't playing, I'd much rather watch like that Thursday, Friday, Saturday last week for SEC tournament. Like that's gonna be such a sick series,
Well,
like stuff like that.
now that Daniel's, little girl has gotten older because last year she had just born, I'm hoping that he can get away for a weekend at some point and catch some SEC baseball this year, because I've been getting to go to all the series and he's at home having to do the dad life. And man, I need my man there with me for a weekend to
Yeah.
just get to take it all in.
Mhm.
But let me ask you, talk show. If you had a talk show, doesn't even have to be sports necessarily, but it can be. You can have any guest. Who's your guest gonna be?
Like that I know personally?
No, be anybody there is.
Gosh. I really cannot tell you. Just like interview.
Yeah,
Honestly, for the entertainment, Colby Covington, the UFC fighter.
yeah.
He'd be a funny one. I'd kind of just sit there and wouldn't do too much talking. I'd just let him just ramble about whatever he does because I'm a big UFC guy.
I ask this question every episode, but I've never actually answered it myself. And Daniel, I don't know if you've watched it yet, but I've decided it would be Matt Rife for me. Like
Matt Rife? No,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
I've had, crazy or not, I don't see it at all. I've had people tell me I look like that guy. I said no.
That's why I thought of it. You do. That's what baby.
What?
Yes, you do.
That's crazy.
I promise you, Daniel. Does he?
No, not at all.
You're a liar.
Yes.
I'm being honest.
I'm
Luke.
sending a pic to my wife. I just took a picture of him on there. She's gonna be the decider. I'm gonna say, look, I'm interviewing Matt Rife, and I'm gonna see what she says.
She's gonna be no.
It's gonna be scary if she does though, because she thinks he's cute. So I'm like, hold up, man. You trying to say my guest is cute? Like you better back
What
up.
you trying to say?
But with that last one, and man, I'll let Daniel get into your story. You said Corey Seager before the episode was like your favorite athlete right now, but man, I always like to know growing up, who was the guy for you? Who was your favorite athlete growing
up? Okay, I remember. I would say like baseball player was. It's always been Corey because he was with the Dodgers when 20. He was way earlier than that. 2016, right? I would say, if might get a fact check on that. So like that's like kind of the first guy I remember, like because I didn't really pay. I mean, I always paid attention to baseball, but the reason I like the Dodgers so much is because my first ever team I played for was the Marucci Dodgers. So I played with them, and that kind of stuck. And then Corey Seager came along, and I started playing shortstop. So it's always been Corey Seager, like always. And hopefully, like one day, hopefully he plays to like forever, and hopefully I can get to that mark and I can just play against. So that'd be pretty cool. But he's always kind of been the guy growing up. And then, actually, I would say when Westbrook in 2016, like his kind of the way he goes about things.
You just became my favorite guest ever. Holy crap. That has never been said. Oh my God, I'm riding this episode back on repeat. That is my favorite basketball player. There's a painting over there. I'm not going to interrupt the episode to go grab it. My wife did a mural painting of the 2016, and you just said that. Oh my God, we're good. Daniel, rest of the episode, I'm on cloud 9.
Well, going back to your fact check, Corey Seager, 7 years with the Dodgers. The past 2 seasons, he's been with the Rangers. So
yeah,
do the math on the years, minus 2 years.
2016 with the Dodgers. Damn, I'm good. I don't know how I got that right, to be honest with you. I was kind of just in that ballpark, but I knew he won World Series MVP in 20.
He did.
And something else, Daniel, for those who maybe just do the audio and not the video, him drinking the gallon jug of water too is I mean, I'm a real big Luke Hill fan right now. I'm just gonna be honest.
This is my second one. I'm kind of putting some damage in right now.
You're ahead of me. I put down 4 liter. I only had a liter bottle. I didn't have a gallon, so that puts me close to 1.5. So yeah, I'm behind you.
Yeah. Me and my good friend, Andrew Fisher, we started it. I would say like about 2 months ago. We just try and carry it around as much as possible and just drink at least one a day. And we joke around about how we're getting better than each other each and every day. So kind of just pushes
don't
us.
distill while you're young and an athlete, man. Do it the rest of your life. It'll keep your body.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sure. So back when there was actually milk in those jugs and you were drinking that when you were a little tyke, where are you from, man?
I'm from Baton Rouge. So born and raised Baton Rouge. My parents like to say when I was younger, it was Houston because they're from Texas. So they love Texas so much. They put like a little thing of like Texas soil, like literally under like my birth bed or whatever you want to call it. And they were like, "Oh, you're born under Texas soil." So, but I'm from Baton Rouge. That's a
All
little
right,
background.
So you mentioned parents really adamant about Texas.
Mhm.
You know? So
They love
with
it there.
you got mom, dad, brothers, sisters. Who all is living at home?
So
with you?
it's just me and my mom, my mom and my father, and then only child. But they're huge adamant about Texas. Quite literally, every single one of my relatives lives in Texas. Every single one. So
Is everything
I'm
bigger in Texas? Or is that just like this myth that Texas people like to like throw out there to make people
yeah, it is.
feel as though
Yeah,
they're
it
inferior?
is. It is.
It's pretty messed up, you know. They want you to be from Texas really bad.
Oh my God. No,
Do
like
you
I
do you
mean
have any like hit
when
like
you're from Texas, like I feel like it's a personality trait. Like no offense, but like I feel like a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm from Texas.
do you
I'm just
feel
like,
do you feel like you're secretly the family outcast because you weren't born there?
uh
Do they treat you different? Do they make you drink water out of a jug and not out of a cup and stuff like
uh
that?
joke around with me a lot. So a lot of my family's so my mom's side is Hispanic, like they're like all that, so Hispanic, and I'm by far the least not Hispanic one. Like that is just like, I mean, you look at me, look at my name. Like I would say that's honestly the outcast, but it's obviously like joking around. But when it comes to yeah, I would say that a little bit. They just know I'm from Louisiana. I would say it's a good thing. I like being from Louisiana. I love it here. So I'll always say I'm a Louisiana kid. So
So being an only child, were you like the apple of their eye? Did you get away with everything or
oh
was
no,
it
complete opposite.
more
Oh no, no. So my dad was in the military. He was in the Marine Corps, and no, nothing flew.
oh, this
Nothing.
you had to
So
follow straight and narrow
yeah,
is the path. I
yeah. He
got
was
you.
like, there's no messing around here. You're getting your stuff done. It was like strict from day one. I wasn't playing video games during the weekdays. I was off my phone by like a certain time at night.
Did you
Like,
have to make your bed every morning
yes, I did.
and like
Yes, I
scrub
did.
do you to this
Okay, I
day,
don't have to. I don't have to drop a
I bet
pin.
your
I don't have to drop.
I bet your cleats, I bet your spikes are probably the cleanest of
Oh, I
everybody.
love clean spikes. I always would like we last year at ASU, since they weren't cloth, they were like kind of like this weird like cover over thing. Have you ever had Adidas cleats like recently?
Not recently, no.
Okay, well they're easy to clean. Like you can literally just grab a baby wipe and just like clean it off, kind of. I would do that before like every game. Like I just get the scrubby wubbies and then just wipe it off. Like like it's not even that. It's just I like to like have cleats that look good. I don't
I
know.
All
can
right, I gotta
respect that.
ask a question right now, Daniel, because after everything we've heard so far, please tell me you're a sneakerhead and you collect shoes.
Yeah, I am. I'm a huge sneakerhead.
Bro. I've got to tell every guy that we've ever had on the show that Luca
Oh,
is my
look at
favorite guest
my
ever.
this
I'll
is
tell
in
you
my
what.
notes.
Here's what can
Look, the
happen.
first thing for first thing. Like I just have shoes and
Drip
clothes that I
drip.
want. Yeah.
That note's titled drip drip.
Yeah. Don't judge that. But you got all that stuff. I gotta add more. So it's like straight shoes.
My
And
man.
then
Do I just need to sign off and y'all can talk Westbrook and shoes and
I mean, I feel
I'll get
like
a
you
good
could
night's
just go.
sleep
I
and
mean, yeah, I'm just saying we could
I
do
mean
it.
this is ridiculous.
I'm gonna look. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna set him up for an episode. I'm gonna bring Brock Wilkin on. and we're gonna do a shoe show. So we'll do it another time,
All
bro.
right.
No worries.
Oh, crazy thing. This can be on the show is hilarious. I don't know if it's hilarious, but I think it's funny. So I had a ex-girlfriend in Arizona State, and I finally texted her again. I was like, hey, like I need my shoes back. Like I had like 10 pairs of shoes, like just in Arizona, untouched. I was like, dang, like I kind of want these shoes back. She finally answered, and then finally I was like, thank goodness. And I was like, I'm not like this is the final time we're ever gonna have to talk again. But look, I got my 10 pairs of shoes back, so I'm happy.
Nice.
What
Yeah.
if she didn't, and on social media you saw some other dude in pictures with your shoes on? Now that would be
I,
the
I don't
ultimate.
even know what I would. Okay, so luckily, like none of them are like crazy expensive. So I would say honestly, like the most expensive pair I had, I think probably some Yeezys or something. But like if he like showed up in like Yeezys and like if he was like obviously wearing my Yeezys, I'd be like, yo, dude, like come on, like at least sell them and buy some of your own or something. Like don't don't buy you don't wear mine. That's so like this is just not a good look. But
Dang.
I'd be upset honestly, just because like come on, I could use those.
All right, so let's redirect. Let's get back on
Mhm.
topic here. All right, let's get into sports. So, were
Mhm.
you a baseball only guy, or given that you're from
Mhm. I
Baton
was
Rouge,
I
Texas,
was
was football a
baseball.
push?
I'm from Baton Rouge. Don't mention Texas. I'll say that I'm Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Uh, so it was baseball growing up. Middle school, played some football, and then at the my freshman year of high school, I played basketball. Basketball had a hell of a lot of ankle injuries, like a lot. Like it was guaranteed it's gonna happen. So that hung that up, and then so my parents didn't want me to play football my freshman and sophomore year because I was kind of small and that whole thing, and then also wanted to focus on baseball. And then I tried to play football my junior and senior year, but my coach didn't let me because it was the baseball. I went to a 2A high school, Episcopal. It was
What high school?
Episcopal high school. So baseball and football, they both coached together. Like it was the same coach. So he was like, "You've got this thing going on. Like there's no point. Like I really don't want you to play. Like it's just not going to happen." I was like, "Dang!" Now I kind of feel like a bum. But I would say I'd be pretty decent at both. But basketball, not really. That was just more of like a fun thing. I'm kind of athletic. Football, I feel like I'd be pretty decent at.
But inevitably, you stuck it out with baseball, which
Mm-hmm.
seems to be the right choice. You ended up being the fourth best prospect in Louisiana, the second best shortstop. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so you said it yourself. You were in a small, high school. So was there a lot of college interest through high school, or was it travel ball that
No.
got you?
Oh, it was all travel ball. So I wouldn't even say I was like kind of a like a big recruit. So my freshman and sophomore year wasn't really anything. Like I just go to like the small like school camps, just like kind of hoping like, maybe get some interest. Like no offense, but like the smaller schools, like, not the big state schools. So I kind of go to those. Then COVID hit and then Tulane offered me a scholarship out of that.
So you
And I
mentioned
was
it was travel ball though that got you
yeah,
on
it
the
was travel
right
that
track.
got me that. So like
Who did you
I
play
played with
for?
Louisiana Knights.
Louisiana Knights. So are they? I'm assuming that they're a program with multiple teams and
Yeah,
do a lot of
they've
traveling
had
and
a lot of college guys go through that. So like they're a
gotcha.
really good program.
So
And they
you start having success with the Knights, and then
mhm.
was there one moment in particular where you're like, boom, it clicked, and then all of a sudden people noticed you, or was it just kind of
uh
growth over
yeah.
time?
So I would say my junior summer, I had a homer, like I bat flipped and then started talking trash and kind of everything blew up when it came to like views and stuff. But then you had like people start like watching my film and then they're like kind of like, hey, we want this guy, whatever. So I knew that was probably in like July, my junior summer. So going into my senior year, still going to Tulane and everything. And then the day before signing day, I was like over time, I've been like, I don't want to do this Tulane thing. Like, I rushed into a commitment during COVID, that whole ordeal. And my parents were kind of like, well, what if, like, all this stuff, because good education, decent baseball school at the time, all that stuff, like, just take it. And I was like, no, I don't want that. Just no disrespect to them. I just didn't see myself going there.
A guy,
And then,
a guy who bat flips and goes viral for it. I feel like that's Tennessee
yeah,
all the way, right, Jim?
yeah,
Absolutely.
they were on me out of the portal. So that was funny. But so I ended up decommitting the day before signing day, and then Arizona State came, and then I had other schools too, but Arizona State was like real with me. It was realistic to go and play there.
When you decommit,
Mhm.
is that like public knowledge where other schools know immediately that you decommitted?
Yeah, so I had people know that I was decommitting probably about like 3 hours before I even made the call.
Yeah, in this day and age, Daniel, somehow people were reporting he decommitted before he knew he was decommitting. It's a
Yeah.
wild world we
So
live in.
yeah, it was crazy. So the crazy thing is, when I committed to Ole Miss, I know this is a little bit off track. Or no, only I was not even like fully committing to Ole Miss yet. Like, I was like debating going to Ole Miss. Like, this, I'm going on a visit on Sunday. This is on a Friday, and then like Mic'd Up like came out with like some report. They're like, Luke Hill's going to Ole Miss. I was like, this is just like the biggest piece of baloney I've ever seen in my life. Like, the words "me going to Ole Miss" have never came out of my mouth, and it ended up being true. Like, hats off, whatever, who cares? Like, but that's just like, come on, like, that's
That's
just be.
You know what makes this funny, Daniel,
that's
right?
somebody getting lucky and going, I have 50% chance of getting this right. So
Oh
I'm
well,
just gonna put it out there and
But
it's
go, all right.
honestly, it's not even that hard. Think about it this way: if you go, I went on Moscona's show because he was like friends with Ryan Therio or whatever, and then he did the ESPN thing, and then he was just like, hey, like, screw it, like, big enough deal for around Baton Rouge for this whole thing, hometown kid, whatever. So then I went on the show. They're like, what do you want? I was like, I want to be closer to home. I want to play in the SEC, and I want to compete for a national championship. Okay, cool. That's every kid's dream. What school offers him that right now? I mean, it's literally right there. Like, it's close to home. They have an opening at shortstop. They won now. Granted, they were not great last year. They won a national championship in 2022. And a great program, and it's the best decision I've ever made. But like, I feel like anyone with half a brain cell could have kind of pointed that
well,
out.
here's what's funny about you saying that, and that's why I laughed. This connection keeps getting closer and closer. So me and Mikey go at each other all the time. I will say on here, not to try to sound arrogant, I'm more connected with college baseball players across the country than anybody, and he thinks because he played, he knows everything, and he was reporting that Braden Montgomery was coming to LSU, and I told him that he wasn't, and he says my sources tell me that he is. And I said, well, your sources are wrong. Get better sources. Anyway, he goes, your sources aren't better than mine. And anyway, so after Braden Montgomery announces A&M, I said, I told you. And he said, you got lucky. I said, no. I said, you said your sources were better than mine. I said, I'm going to tell you something, Mikey. There's no better source than the player himself. You were being told by the LSU coaching staff he was coming.
Yeah,
I
like,
was told by Braden he wasn't coming, and that's the source.
Yeah.
yeah,
So let's
yeah, like, it's literally right there.
so take me back now. So obviously
Mhm.
you decommit from Tulane. Everyone knows it, but you inevitably end up at Arizona State. So
Mhm.
why was it Arizona State?
So I was kind of coming out of that area. The kind of the four schools that I was kind of at were, it was like ASU, Florida, Oklahoma State, and Houston. And I had a little bit of Arkansas, but Arkansas was kind of just like flirty chat, whatever, nothing real there. I'm gonna be real. Arizona State offered, Houston offered, Oklahoma State was a PWO, and Florida was a PWO at first. And I really wanted to go to Florida, like straight up wanted to go to Florida. Like, we are like talking serious stuff, whatever. Because my hitting coach back here at the time, well, he still is one of my hitting coaches, Fran Anderman, really really good friends with Sullivan over there at Florida. That kind of ordeal. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to Florida, whatever. they offered me a PWO. I was like, oh my goodness, like what's going on here? Like I'm not like I left like a really good scholarship at Tulane, all that, and I understood at the time. But then a week later, he texts me. He's like, "Hey, like we have money, like freed up." I'm like, "You didn't like? There's no way you free up money in a week, like especially at this time. Like I just didn't understand it." So then I went to ASU, and ASU was honest. They're like, "Hey, we're gonna give you a scholarship. We want you to be our guy, but you're gonna have to earn it, like straight up. Like this just isn't gonna be like a walk in the park. You walk in here, you're gonna be our shortstop. Like you're gonna have to walk in here, earn this, and play here." So that's what I did. I decided to go there, and at the time, I mean, it was a good decision. You know, it served its purpose. So that's how I ended up there.
Well, I'll tell you that everything we had vibing just went out the window because you wanted to go to Florida. There's a viral video, unfortunately, of me and Omar and a kid, the corn stalk doing interviews, and I gave my real.
Oh, I'll give you. I don't. This won't have to go on the show. This is gonna be our one thing that doesn't. Um,
You
yeah,
say,
that was.
you
I'll tell.
say.
No, yeah, I'm telling you. If we talk about the portal, I'll let you know. Be like, hey, this one's going off, but y'all can go back to what you were saying. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was just saying that video went viral. I didn't know that kid was going to end up getting me seen by 3 million people on TikTok
Yeah.
in Florida, but it is what it is. It felt fun in real time, and then I got messages from everybody saying, "Hey, I seen a clip of you," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "Kid with the corn on the cob." I was like, "Holy crap!" Anyway,
Luke, let me tell you something about this dude.
Yeah.
This dude texts me and he's like, "Yeah, I just got put on video saying this about Florida." And I was like, "That's such not a good idea." I was like,
Yeah.
by who? He's like, "I don't know, some dude." And then like not even like 90 minutes later, the game's over and it's like a big ordeal. And I'm just like,
You're like, jeez, Christ.
and if you know Jim, like the last thing he needs is any extra like issues on social media with
Yeah.
well, with
I
that,
feel like I've seen you on social media enough to know like if there's something controversial, there will be a quote tweet.
yeah, and I have no problem coming at the idiots. Daniel, have you watched the Matt Rife special yet?
no.
You need to watch it. He's going to talk about Twitter and how he feels and what he does. And me and him are connected. We handle the same way, but we'll
Bro,
move on.
you sent me a video, like basically the whole episode, the
No,
whole
it was a minute
special.
and a half. It was a
I
minute and a
mean,
half.
a minute and a half clip that you send somebody, that's a freaking
It's
eternity,
the
dude.
best clip ever. But moving on. All right, so going from Louisiana to Arizona, was there any kind of like a culture shock, a big difference? I mean, because I know Louisiana is its own culture, man. It's a special place, and there's no place
Mhm.
like it. And then I know Arizona, is different. It's desert, all that. So I mean, just how much of difference was it?
It was a very big. Honestly, that's where I got my shoe game. Arizona didn't have it when I left. I would stick to the regular, white Nikes, whatever. Then classic on cloud shoes, and then went out to ASU and picked up some style, I would say. But like, it's just so much different. Like it's crazy. Like it threw me for like that first month was kind of like whoa, like what's going on? Like, and honestly, one thing I will say for me, growing up in Baton Rouge, the biggest difference was there's no tailgating, zero, none,
Yeah.
not like you like I'm sitting in my dorm walking to the football field 5 minutes before game time, sometimes even after the game started.
That just makes me
Like
sad.
like when I came back during an off weekend and it was just like packed and it was just like it wasn't even a big game. I'm pretty sure it's like week 4 of last year.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even that big of a game. Like when it comes to like if it was like LSU versus Bama or something, but it's just so much different. That like college lifestyle is a lot different. Um,
Well,
I would
let
say,
me ask you about this. When we're talking about tailgating, but whether we're talking about the weather during football season, baseball season,
oh yeah,
they always talk about the dry heat. We know how damn hot it is in Louisiana, man. That humidity
heat here is
is it
worse.
it's worse, really.
Yeah. Okay. When it's 100, my first practice was 120 degrees. Like I'm not gonna beat around the bush. That one was terrible. That was probably the worst I've had. But like consistently, like if it's like 95 like 95 dry heat is not bad. It's just like you.
Well, because that was the thing. I was surprised you said that because I went to Iraq and being somebody who's from
Mhm.
Memphis and spent a lot of time in Louisiana, live in Mississippi now. Like, I mean, I know this humidity and this heat, and I felt like when it's the hottest here, it's worse than it was the hottest there, just because with the humidity, man, you can't like breathe here and stuff. Like,
No, you can no, it's bad. So like if you're at like 120 to like 90 is that's a 30-degree difference regardless of the humidity. But like I feel like if it's like 90 to like 100, like I feel like it's gonna be hotter here. It was hotter here in my opinion at 90 degrees with humidity than 100 degrees with dry heat.
Daniel, let me ask you because you're in Florida now, but as somebody who's from Memphis, is it worse when it's hot there or when it was hot back home with the because of the humidity?
Memphis.
Yeah, this humidity is different. Louisiana's same. That's why I always
Mhm.
like that LSU hype video when they said the early mornings on the levee and it shows them dudes sweating. It's like, man,
No,
the
when
sun
we
just came out and it's already hot.
yeah, when we went to play Mississippi State, it was like 80 something degrees. And I could pull up the video. We had dudes dripping in sweat. And like even I was like, dang, like I forgot. Like it's 80 degrees and you're warming up and you're already dripping in sweat. It's just
Well,
how it is.
now we're gonna get there.
Now I'm in
So yeah,
now.
we're gonna talk Mississippi in a minute. We're gonna do Arizona State, but you're gonna be in the heat permanently. But let's talk
Mhm,
about your season, man. 314 batting average, 6 home runs, 42 RBIs. Team went 32-23. I know that when we did our top 25 to start the season, I can't remember if Daniel had them. I had Arizona State in my top 25. So
mhm.
needless to say, I'm pretty sure that y'all felt like y'all were that caliber of team.
Yeah.
You know, freshman year, first year, obviously you had pretty solid stats. Um, let's ask about that first before we ask team. Did you meet your expectations that you maybe had for yourself coming into your first year?
Um Beginning of the year, yes. Halfway through the year now. So I got really like I didn't have the best fall. I had an all right fall. And then spring inter squads they weren't hard, they weren't rough, but like they weren't like 315 or 314 worthy. Like I would not expecting that. So I was expecting to hit around like 275 ish. Like just be respectable, be like damn near every day. Like
Mhm.
if not, like I'll be back in there the next day. But I started off the season off a rip. Like I left like Mississippi State, it's hitting like 600. That was like
Mhm.
my second week. So my expectations after like I started playing a little bit, I didn't meet those. Like I wanted to hit, like eight or nine homers and hit around like 330. And then got sick, no excuses, didn't perform to my best ability. Whatever, stuff happens. But overall, I would say, yeah, I would. In the
Yeah.
grand scheme of things, I would say I was content with what happened.
Yeah, no, I mean solid stats, but I get it, man. I like that. You're not satisfied with being, just pretty good. You want to be great,
Mhm.
and I love that. And so, talking about the team, and like I said, I expected a lot more, and so I know
Mhm.
y'all did.
Yeah.
32-23, not making the postseason. Obviously you come to Arizona State, you got expectations. The team does. What was that like? Just that the 1 year you're there, not really living up to what you were hoping it would be, probably as a team.
Um, it was hard. Coming in, it was also like kind of from the jump, it was going to be really hard. It was the coach's first year with kind of his guys, a ton of new transfers, kind of just building that up. That's no excuse, but I would say, it was kind of a letdown. Like I kind of knew that once like things started kind of going like that, like
Mhm.
this is gonna be hard to get out of because we were like ranked 12th at one point or something like that. We were ranked pretty high, and then I mean it hit the fan quick. Like
Mhm.
I mean it just went because I would say we kind of got served up on a silver platter, like
Mhm.
like decent enough non-conference schedule to win, and but like easy enough to win, but hard enough to gain some respect.
Mhm.
Then you have your Pac-12 plays. You have your easier ones early. You had your Utahs, your Californias, and then I forgot who was after that. But I want to say it was like Arizona. Arizona ended up being pretty good, but they weren't really good till the later part of the year.
Right.
But then you just get served up like we went Stanford. Oregon State, Oregon. We didn't play USC well. UCLA was meh. But like that 4-week stretch was kind of like when everything kind of hit the fan, I feel like, especially when it came to like pitching, stuff like that. Kind of arms started getting tired. Velo starts dropping down. Everyone's kind of in that dang, like we're in game 45 mode. That type of deal.
So does the way that season went and everything have anything to do with why you decided to hit the portal?
No, not really.
All right. So ultimately, what makes you decide that you're going to hit the portal?
Home. Like I needed like my mom. Like I understand that this like I'm like setting this up to be my job one day. 100% understanding of that. But also at the same time, like I wanted to help my parents out with schooling. Like, you know how it is nowadays. They help you out with schooling where they serve it up on a silver platter. They're like, hey, like come to us. They treat you great. I'm closer to home. My parents can watch me play games. Like my dad's at every game. Like that's not a problem. But like my mom, like
Right.
it was like when we played Stanford, it's like she was watching on a toaster. Like it was terrible.
Oh,
Like
wow.
it's just simple stuff like that. I was like, and then also like just a reputation. I want to be the best player I can be. I feel like I can compete in the SEC. I grew up around it. Like I don't know any better. Like I'm like if I have an opportunity to do that, I'm gonna take it. So I'm
Right.
gonna
And so
compete my nuts off to do that.
clearly with your talent, obviously when you hit the transfer portal, we know that numerous teams got to be hitting you up and you got a
Mhm.
lot of options. So, ultimately, what was it about Ole Miss that made you decide to choose there?
Realistically, honesty. So they were just like straight up honest with everything. They were like, "Hey, look, we want you to be our guy. You're gonna come in here and just do that." And it also happened to be like they respected everything that I was doing. They didn't put any they didn't put any time limit on like my offer. They didn't do anything. They made me feel like I was walking on the red carpet.
Right.
They didn't make and they could have other schools could have done that maybe if I entered the portal a little bit earlier. They're hustling for a shortstop or whatever, that type of deal. But it felt like the right fit. And then kind of like when it came to like the hitting coaches and like kind of their philosophies and stuff, it just matched. It clicked really quickly. And it was also 4.5 hours from home. That's doable. Like
Right.
if my parents want to come up for the weekend, they can do that. So
Yeah. I
kind
mean,
of
I
that.
make that drive constantly because obviously I'm right down the road from Oxford.
Yeah,
Just me Baton Rouge. It's 50, it's 55 straight shot, easy money.
yeah, just right there. You're good. So it was a pretty. I wouldn't say it was an easy decision, but I would say it's like a decision that I couldn't pass up. I would say.
Well, you're coming to a team that obviously had a down year, but rebuilding
Yeah.
lot, really great incoming freshman class, a lot of good transfers, and obviously, I told you before the show, went and saw y'all 6 times this fall, and man, dude, you've had no problem getting acclimated in as. I want to say probably at minimal 4 out of 6 of those games you went yard. I told you about your shortstop play. I've seen how athletic you are. So, I mean, just talk about that, man. You get here and, obviously it's just fall ball. You take it for what it is, but I mean,
Yeah.
you seem to be, getting in well here.
My biggest thing coming in was first of all I would say yeah, thank you for the compliment. That was pretty cool. But I would say like you said, it is fall ball, take it for what it's worth. But my goal coming in was to, kind of, like show like I'm not walking in here just like knowing I'm gonna be the shortstop or that type of horror deal because I didn't want them to think that like I believe in like my personal belief in a confidence way that I think I'm better than you. Like that's how it is. But I will never act like that. I'm gonna work as hard as I can to earn that. That's just how I am. That type of deal. And like I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just how I am. But I kind of came in wanting to like see how I would compete with these guys.
Mm.
Kind of get acclimated to it. Like everyone's saying, like SEC pitching, all that stuff, the speed of the game. So I wasn't coming in expecting to try and go yard every game.
Right.
But, I kind of wanted to see how it was, kind of get a feel for it. And you just have to take a deep breath. And at the end of the day, it is baseball.
Well,
Like
speaking
that's,
of going yard, how excited are you for your first beer shower when you're
I'm so
responsible?
excited because like some of my boys go there. I honestly hope it's to right field.
Mm-hmm.
Like I honestly hope I go oppo. My first ever
Here's
home
how I
was oppo.
feel. here's how I feel about beer showers. It's such a cool tradition that I told Daniel. You may be familiar with this game. Was it 2 years ago? They were down 9-1 to LSU, and they came back, and it was a walk-off bomb by Kemp Alderman. And I told Daniel, I was like, if you're gonna lose, man, have it happen that way to where I was like, the beer shower was electric, the place was going nuts. I was like, I mean, that's one of those things where I hated my team lost, but as a college baseball fan, like
You just gotta appreciate it.
I appreciate it for what it was, and so yeah,
That was a huge win. They needed to win that game too.
yeah.
What year was that?
That's
That's
3 years ago. Nikhazy and Gunner were there, so that'd been 21. Yeah,
21, the year before the one. Yeah,
that was when they lost in Arizona to Arizona in the Supers. Just ran out of pitching because Broadway had to be the starter in Game 3.
that's what they did mention when they went to Arizona. Like, they would say it got like so hot that like they couldn't even like take pregame BP. They were just like,
yeah, we had
we're just gonna dog this.
Broadway was like our guest the next week afterward, and we talked about it, and we love that he took on that challenge, but he admitted just the difference of being a starter versus being a closer and, coming in that position, especially because Arizona could rake, right? So like,
Arizona's always been able to rake.
Yeah. So
they do a little something with those Louisville Sluggers. I can tell you that. It's just
Daniel, we're getting that inside info, Daniel.
That's right.
I can tell a hottie when I see one. Like, just let me see if I have a video of this. I'm not gonna show you who it is. I'm just gonna, play it out loud and see if you can tell. Just listen to it. It's just not a normal bat. Like, there's just no way. Let me see if I can find it.
Yes.
He doesn't have that many. Oh yeah, there we go. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It's like, one more time, just
like that's not. So if I hear that same sound off the crack of your bat at some point,
no, mine's not gonna sound like that. Mine sounds like a wood bat.
I'm gonna find out because I'm starting my season with y'all in Hawaii, so I'm gonna know.
All right. You will.
Hey, who drafted him in Survivor? Daniel, you?
Who?
Luke.
It was not me, unfortunately.
I mean, I want to trade for him now. I mean, after everything I've learned, clearly.
Let me go see. Right.
Man, he's got everything ready on his phone. Look, he's looking up our.
I just searched. I knew you DM'd it to me, so.
It is AJ.
AJ Sessions from South Carolina. Yeah, he did. That's right. Because he sneakily picked him up, and I thought Luke was going to still be there. I didn't know he's paying attention. He got you with his 5th or 6th pick.
Mm-hmm. You got Seaver King. He's good. I know someone who knows Tiger. Chase Burns.
Well, I wasn't picking by myself. After I picked Ethan Petrie, my first pick, we were texting and picking together. Obviously, White was the easy choice after that. When King won Drew Beam after that, it's gonna be fun. But as Daniel says, the teams really actually don't matter. They start together as a tribe, but ultimately only one person can win. So that whole being together really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But one person from every tribe for the first 5 weeks is getting axed.
Yeah. So
hey,
let me ask you a question because I put him on there, and then he's actually on the tribe with you. He got picked. Tell Daniel, you see that Memphis flag behind him. You seem like somebody who keeps it real and keeps honest, man. Jacob Compton from Memphis in that scrimmage hit that.
Was he that lefty?
Yeah, they hit that absolute scud. It was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah,
you hit one the same game, so I know you're not impressed. But I told him because Memphis, he came from South Carolina. Memphis has picked up a bunch of guys. There's 2 former.
Memphis wasn't shabby. Memphis was not shabby.
Well, they got
they had some dude. Oh my god, what was his name? He hit one about 490.
Yeah, I heard about.
I mean,
because that was after I left because it was in the second game, right?
Yeah, it was in the second game. I was sitting there just talking to Doyle, and we're just having a good time. And like, that sound of the bat, like when you're just talking, you just look, and it like just so happens to be like you always see where the ball is. I mean, that thing went, and it was crazy. It was like 481, like 115 off the bat. But yeah, they're not bad. I don't think like they got some guys on there. They're scrappy. They're good.
Yeah, no doubt. So I will end with this and also say that I messed with Leger and told him because that's my favorite player that's on Ole Miss, and I told him I said you might have been replaced, and I told him the reasons why, and he's a little upset with me right now. But
I'm surprised. He doesn't
I've
take
helped
it.
my boy get 5 NIL deals. He'll forgive me, I promise.
Yeah.
But
Oh, he texted me.
he's in his fields right now. That's my dude.
You said AKA Matt Rife.
Uh,
That's funny as hell. I
but
love that dude.
But I will end with this, and then Daniel can play a game, man. We were talking about it. You brought up Fisher, man. Obviously we're talking about
Mhm.
Leger. I mean, I really feel like, man, not just defensively, but when you look at the bats that are in your infield, first, second, short, third. I mean, I feel like y'all are loaded, and I did my preseason predictions, and
Mhm.
I put y'all, third in the West behind Arkansas and then LSU, and that could obviously change. But a lot of people, they got a lot of question marks. But I said, from a team that finished last, I said I've watched them enough this year that fall ball or not, I was like they're going to be sneaky good. And I said a lot of it's because that lineup. Obviously, you got JT Quinn, who's freaking phenomenal on Friday. I love Riley Maddox.
I will always joke on JT. I own him. I own JT. Oh,
And
he will
as
tell.
long as it's you and not the other team, I'm sure
No,
he'll be
yeah,
okay
no,
with it.
he's. I will not let my ego get in the way. He is good. That dude is so good.
And so
Like,
talk to me about you, and you can talk about JT, but man, what I've been telling people, I saw just how confident do you feel, man, with that lineup and the dudes y'all got, and like how it's not going to be the last. I know you weren't there, but
mhm,
obviously you saw it. It's not going to be that last place Ole Miss team. That this team's going to be competing
no,
at the top of the West.
like it's you're gonna have fun watching games. Like, I mean, I there's just no other way to put it. Like, I know it's fall ball, and you're competing against yourselves, and then you face the pitchers so every so often. You kind of get used to their arsenals and stuff. But we rake. Like, I mean, you got Fish, who's like one of my like best friends on the team. Rakes. Leger had a down year last year, but started off cold. Like, when you start off cold and you go into SEC play, you're gonna plateau. But he flat out hits. Ross hit 350 with like 15 last year at FAU. You got Groff coming back, legit. Then you got Kramer in left, and then you got big Treyway, big Mercer transfer. He's gonna be good for us. Like, everyone, Furness is gonna be good. Judd Utermark, and then Smithwick and Birch and all them. Like, they're good.
Yeah,
We rate.
they got Smithwick is rated as I saw it um they put out Baseball America put out the best freshman in America. I want to say he was
He was
third or
4.
fourth, yeah.
That dude's good. Um, Real good. I'll leave it at that. He's gonna play a good bit of games for us this year.
Speaking of playing a game, Luke, we got to get to the game.
Okay.
All
Let's
the
get to the
guests
game.
play this
All
or
right.
that. Are you down to play?
Yes, I am. Oh, also, I'll tell you about the Florida thing after the show's over.
Yeah,
And
well,
you'll love
Look,
me after
he,
that.
he should have not brought it up again because Daniel, when the show gets aired, I'm gonna get messages galore. So are you about tell us what he said about Florida.
Oh yeah.
tell everybody for the paid subscribers, they get the
Yeah, we've never done paid
content.
subscription, but we are now for Luke Hill's take on Florida.
Yeah.
We'll give him the Gavin Costas on Vandy while we're at it.
I'll
That's
give you
right.
every rundown of like a lot of schools. It's crazy. It's crazy when they need you. I mean, they are right on you. Like, they let you hear it too. When you don't go to their school, I mean, it's like the death. It's like a death sentence. But we can get to the game though.
All right, this or that. It's very simple. I give you
All
2
right.
options. You choose one option or the other. Can't say both. Can't say neither. Go with your heart. Go with your gut.
All right.
Just be decisive and pick one.
All right.
All right, this or that. Jim, who's this or that brought to you by?
Chinook Cedary.
Oh.
And yeah, I got a different flavors. Do you want me to try these? I don't even like these.
So tonight I picked blindly of my bag of ones I haven't tried, and I picked Hatch Chili. That's the random
That's
bag.
what I got. Let's do it together right now. Come on.
All right, so 3 seeds. So we're doing a blind test. I haven't had all the
But I'm not doing 3 seeds. I'm gonna do a man size. You got to get a handful.
Well, I gotta somebody's gotta carry on this show, and I can't do it with a mouthful of seeds. So 3 seeds. Mm. All right. Initial reaction for you, Luke. Luke, let me start with this. Have you ever had Chinook seeds?
I think I have once, but
Well,
I've seen them a lot.
mm.
You
Well,
know
need
I've
why?
seen them a lot. I need
You
a
know
set.
what?
I need.
Do you know
Yeah,
why you see him?
I saw Leger had them the other day.
Yeah, but that's me over there by first base giving them out.
Seriously.
Yeah, so if you ever see me over there, I always got a box of seeds.
I could have sworn I saw you at the LSU thing, but I didn't want to walk up to you, see if you didn't recognize me. But I'm like 99% positive you had like your backwards purple hat, and it was like really like dry sweat.
basically, Jim, he was scared to come up to you because he thought you were gonna big league him. Be like,
I never said
There's
that.
there's no
Never.
way there's no way he missed me at Ole Miss because my favorite is the picture that me and Drew Bianco took. I was like just two tigers wearing the wrong colors because I had my Ole Miss it off.
Drew Bianco is awesome. I love him so much. He's such a good dude.
It's just it was wild, man. Seeing him in an LSU uniform for 4 years. Houston didn't bother me, but now seeing him wearing Ole Miss,
Ole
it's
Miss.
like, what is going on?
I bet you that hurts his soul a little bit too.
No, it doesn't because he loves his dad that much. That's what's cool, man. He's living a dream, being able to still be a part of baseball and be with his dad.
Yeah.
sure. All right.
Mhm.
So rating. Initial
Okay.
taste of the Hatch chili. It was good. It was you could taste a little bit of the heat, but not overwhelmingly like what you would think when you read the flavor Hatch chili, but just enough to let you know that there's something there, but not enough to go, oh, this is too much for me to handle. Still have a whole mouthful of seeds if you want to, a man-sized scoop, as Jim would call it.
I wish I wouldn't have actually because my tongue's burning.
The seeds, in my opinion, are not spicy. They're not remotely close. They just give you the sensation that they are, which is amazing to me. The seed itself is big. It's good. It's got a nice crunch to it. It's got nice flavor. A lot of seeds, you lose the flavor once you crack the shell and then pull out the seed, but these you don't. So I'm going to give this one. This was my favorite one so far. I'm going to give
Really?
it 8.4, solid 8.4.
It's my least favorite one so far.
It's but see, I like spicy, but I don't like overwhelmingly spicy, and that's exactly what this is.
Luke, put in your order, man. What's your you try what did you try and did you like it? What I need to bring you?
I don't even remember what I tried.
You need smokehouse barbecue. Let me tell you that to me, that seed, it's my second favorite. And it is a seed where I feel like no matter who you give it to, it's not like it's not original. So you're not giving them just like the baseline, the foundation. You're giving them something with flavor, something like, will want to try. But that one's a good one. Like it's an everyday.
I'll bring him one of all of them because I've liked him so much on the show. But the reason he wouldn't have got barbecue that last game I was at, remember I told you JJ, the SEC umpire that's coming on here to talk with us, he took all the smokehouse barbecue for him and his crew. The umpire's like
umpire took them all. That's crazy.
So this week, this is a good seed. If you like a little spice, a little heat, Hatch chili.
And the other sponsor, Memphis City. I'm wearing my Swamper hat, Daniel, this time, and my shirt. But what's important to know about Memphis City, Daniel, you know what it is. What just happened today?
I was flipping my hat around so you could see it. Swamper gear.
So you didn't hear what I said. So I asked you what happened with Memphis City today. What did they do?
They put our official In Off the Bench podcast gear out there for the public.
Ooh.
We got shirts. We
got 9 different colorways.
9
different colorways. Yeah, bro.
You got the powder blue with the red?
Ole Miss, we got you covered.
All right.
LSU, we got you covered. Mississippi State, got you covered. Wake Forest, got you covered. Memphis, got you covered.
Even got Campbell.
Campbell, got you covered. Tennessee, got you covered. Arkansas, got you covered.
I think that's all of them. I don't know.
And any other school in the country that has those colors, we got you covered too. So
got you covered. Bama, close enough.
Nah,
No, it ain't Bama. If somebody says it's Bama, it's not.
they can claim it. All right, Luke, on to the game.
All
Out
right,
the gate, coming strong. PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
What's your favorite game? Call of Duty? The show?
Right now, Fortnite.
Fortnite. See, everybody's got that new, what was it?
But
New release, and
before
everybody's
it was
all
the show. Before it was the show. I would say I'm a big the show guy.
What team
All
do
right.
you?
Diamond Dynasty. I usually play, but if I were to play like with a team, I try and stay away from the Dodgers. Like, come on, like that's just cheating. I feel like, but realistically, it was the Rangers last year when they had Seager and Simeon. They had Nathaniel Lau. He was a good left-handed swing, and then so yeah, I used them a good bit. So, but this year I haven't really been playing.
Daniel,
as much,
I think
so.
we've had so many Fortnite players on here that are guests that are baseball players. We need to have a Fortnite tournament.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
We get on
I would
here.
not win. I would not win. No.
But you're down for the competition.
I'm so down to play.
I would not play and commentate, but I would just talk so much just trash to everybody.
I'm betting on Drew.
Yeah.
I'm betting on Drew Beam. He seems confident.
Drew Beam plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But his ex
Number of
teammate
people.
claims to be the best Call of Duty player there is. Chase Dolander says he drops bodies. If he's not playing baseball, he's dropping bodies all day.
Damn. That's crazy. That's a good quote. I have to believe him on that. Gonna have to believe him on that one.
Breakfast for breakfast or breakfast for dinner?
Breakfast for breakfast.
Oh, okay. What's the staple breakfast item?
Ooh, one item.
One item that you're like, this is my all in every breakfast.
Eggs.
Eggs, for sure.
Yeah.
You put cheese in your eggs?
Sometimes. Recently, yes, I have.
You do a little scramby eggs?
Scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs with a little bit of cheese on top. Always at the 1810 grill we have in Ole Miss. I go in and get my eggs with cheese.
Cheap Ole Miss plug.
Oh, you know what?
1810.
No,
There you go.
hey, I forgot about that, dude. That was so long ago. Remember Jacob Gonzalez talked about that 2 years ago on there, going and getting his omelet every morning. Remember?
Mhm. Yeah, they have an omelet. You can get an omelet if you want.
Nah, bro. I don't remember something that happened 2 years ago.
I do. I remember every show that we've ever done.
I don't doubt it, but something as insignificant as a omelet,
As an omelet.
like I'm not remembering that,
No, here's why I remember.
especially after the past year that I've had. Like,
Daniel, here's the reason why I remember. The this or that question used to be about waiting in lines, and he said, "You said, would you rather never catch a red light or never wait in line?" And he said, "Never wait in line, so I don't have to wait in the breakfast line for my omelet." I bet you remember now that I said it.
yes, I'm recalling it, but if you were to ask me, which one of our guests talked about having an omelet with cheese?
I'm never catching a red light though. That's just me.
The way I feel.
Like, come on. Like, let's this might just be me when I was like 15 or 16 or 17 trying to catch curfew. But like, I mean, there is nothing more unfortunate than hitting 3 straight red lights and you're like pushing to catch up that like extra 2 minutes on Apple Maps.
Bro,
like, there's nothing more stressful.
You're not gonna fool us when we all know how this works. When you've timed it out to where you're leaving wherever you're going, where you can make it back just in time, but everything has to go right.
Oh my God, no!
You never plan to hit curfew.
Daniel, he's another Ole Miss study. Hey, Daniel, he's another Ole Miss study hall guy. I have a feeling.
For sure. Like Coach Bianco's like, oh, study hall for you, Hill.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's crazy because I literally have my note over there. I'll tell you.
We know that obviously for a reason. Y'all always have study hall.
Oh my God, we got study hall so much. But I had to go like early as heck in the morning. We had like a breakfast club or something. It was because I missed my study hall by like 15 minutes. Like they're serious about it. It's crazy.
That's silly. Of course they're serious about it, especially if you're 15 minutes late. How long is study?
No. Like we have to miss
25% of the
no. So we have to get 6 hours in a week, and I got like 5 hours and like 47 minutes or something like that, and just got out of there. And I was like, God, come on, they gotta get. And like, nope, breakfast club. See ya. Never made that mistake again.
Nope. All right, if you were left on an island but you had the option of staying by yourself or with your worst enemy, which would you choose?
Worst enemy.
Man, see, I couldn't do it. I
I
don't
think I'm keeping it real. Like my survival skills would not be too high. They're just really not. So like, I think like both of us, if we're stranded on an island, like we're just gonna have to,
figure it out.
we're gonna have to figure it out. And I bet you we will.
Well, I think I know the answer to this next question. The next question was, if you and your team played the game of Survivor, would you outlast everyone? But it's clear
No.
that you would not.
No.
So my question to you is, then who would? So think about the aspects of the game where you got to be physical, you got to be able to mentally do things, you got to have a social game, you got to be deceptive. Like, who do you think possesses all of those skills? One guy on the team.
That does all that. God, I would say Judd, but if he had to be deceptive, he'd just laugh. He's who's a good one? I'm trying to think. I feel like a pitcher would be a really good one.
I was gonna say Morel.
Yeah, Morel. Morel would be damn good at it. Maybe Jackson Ross. Jackson Ross would be a good one too. Those two, I would say.
Decent. All right. Would you rather own a massive yacht or a private jet?
Private jet.
Where would you go? If you had a jet right now and you could just pack it up and go somewhere, where would you go?
Go anywhere?
Arizona.
Hell no. Probably like I'd wait for a UFC event to be in Abu Dhabi. I'd probably private jet there.
I like
I
you
wanna
being
go
specific like that. I love that.
Like I want like a UFC. I want to go to a UFC event so bad. Like I wish I wish Dustin Poirier would lock it in sometimes and just win the UFC belt, and they could bring a UFC event to the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans.
Daniel,
But,
guess what? I got an idea. Luke, man, I got you. We're gonna actually kick it, man. I got the man night for you. Two-time guest Jaleel Willis has a huge
realist.
The realist. Going to be sponsored by Memphis City, our sponsor as well. We're gonna go check him out in January when he fights.
Mhm.
We're gonna go watch some UFC because I can get us free
right.
by the ring passes.
I will be doing that. Yeah, you can count me in on that.
We're gonna have Jim's face on across Jaleel's shorts.
No, we're not. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if we do, you're the middle face on our logo, so you'll be the one in the bad spot.
I'll take it. I'll take one for the team.
Yeah,
everybody's gonna be looking at me, bro.
Yeah, you can have that. I'm good. They cannot see me.
No. All right, Luke. Last question. Would you rather be the first pick in the draft, or would you rather win a national championship? So
national championship.
Liar.
Because
all right, so let me break it down for you. So you're talking about $10 million to sign the first pick, 10 mil, like no questions.
I would say 5 mil has a nice little ring to it too. Like let's say okay.
But I'm telling you straight facts. I'm telling you straight facts.
I think he's trying to say that he's going to go somewhere in the 5 mil range.
And
with the national championship. I knew that's right. Look at that.
Okay, think about it this way. Would you rather be Jacob Wilson in this draft, or would you rather be Jacob Gonzalez?
Jacob Gonzalez.
9 picks later, won a natty though.
No, I'm going first. You're
going first?
First. I'm taking 10 mil.
That takes a lot to pass up, I'm not gonna lie. But
that's why I wouldn't pass it up.
But the thing though, that feeling of I'm literally getting chills as imagine you get the last out of Omaha. Like that is so sick.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm gonna combat that though.
But hold on, let me tell him that we had Skeens on here a month ago, and he told us that he would give up his first pick and his money for that.
It's easy to say that when you want it, but I'll combat that. You said like the feeling of getting the last out in Omaha and knowing that you won a national championship, but can't you get an even bigger feeling by being the first pick in the draft and accomplishing something that not a lot of people have accomplished, but also something that you've dedicated basically your entire life to trying to become, which is a professional baseball player?
Okay, so my thing of that is like, yes, that's like a really big thing, but also like just like the grand scheme, like because that feeling, I guess, of being like the number one overall pick, like you feel like you're on top of the world. Like, I mean, your number one pick, you just signed for $10 million. Like you're the biggest name in town, it would feel like, but like also like it's not a guarantee that you're gonna make it to the majors. Like you never know. But like if you win that natty, like I mean, like that is the biggest feeling of being like imagine like he said it's easy for Skeens to say, damn near won Golden Spikes or Cruz. Let's say Cruz went 1-1. Like I feel like he would say the Golden Spikes, the national championship, and all that was worth more than the $9 million that he signed for.
Well, let me tell you about old
But
Dylan Cruz.
does he
Yes, joke.
like
Dylan Cruz is worth $10 million before he was drafted, so he's okay.
Yeah, he's
we talked about the private jet thing. His dad has one, so hey, but Daniel, I got an interesting thing for you. So I went to look to see the old 2025 mock draft. You know what I didn't notice, or what I noticed wasn't that Luke was number 36. What I noticed was he took that shot at JT Quinn, who's ranked 34th.
Yeah, I know. He's good. That's my boy.
He's two spots better than you good, according to this.
Nah. He'll tell you if you get him.
But Daniel, to no surprise to you, who do you think is the number one projected pick
for 25?
No, I'm asking. I know you probably know. Yeah, Daniel.
Actually,
he knows it.
25.
Yeah, so it would be somebody's a sophomore this year. It'd be a junior next year.
Oh, Ethan Petrie.
Yep, absolutely. That's his boy. That's why I figured he'd know that.
I think it's gonna be Petrie. If Chase Shores,
it's got Jace Laviolette or whatever. How you say?
Laviolette.
Shores is third on there.
If Shores like performs well,
yeah, we were super disappointed when he went down last year, and
he went down.
The fact that we were able to survive so many injuries, including him, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, Luke. You're off the hot seat, man. Anything you want to plug or promote before we let you bounce?
No, I mean, that was a good call. It was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was really good. I don't need to promote anything. I'm not gonna do that. So it was a good time. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'll help you out because people ask. They want to know. They're like, "Hey, how do I learn more about Luke?" If you want to learn more about Luke, you want to see what he's doing on a Monday. Maybe he's recording a podcast. Maybe it's Tuesday, it's Taco Tuesday. Maybe it's Wednesday, he's at study hall. Maybe Thursday.
Well, it's Taco Tuesday. I'm going to Texas. I'm going to Texas tomorrow, so I'll be getting some tacos from my
Torchy's tacos.
Torchy's tacos.
If you want to know what Luke's up to, head over to IG at LukeHill1_. Or if you want to see what he's doing on the diamond with the Ole Miss Baseball squad, at IG, Ole Miss BSB. Check them out. You'll get updates. You'll get scores. You'll get hype videos. You'll get highlights. You'll get the whole nine, man. Luke, dude, it's been a blast. We wish you nothing but the best, man. Hopefully this is a magical season for you guys. You come back on later on and we'll chat about it. We'll break it all down.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And if there's anything we can do for you, man, please reach out.
Yeah, same. Likewise. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, that's Luke Hill, everybody. If you like hearing Luke's story or you just like hearing us average Joes talk X's and O's, please like and share the podcast on Facebook. retweet us on Twitter, listen and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. As always, comments, ratings, feedback, thumbs up, hearts, hugs, love. We'll take it all, and we'll see everybody next time, which is going to be Wednesday, right, Jim?
Absolutely. We're going to stay in Oxford.
Yep, we are going to stay in Oxford, man. We're going to talk to Luke's boy, Riley Maddox. We're going to get more of the Ole Miss baseball season. We're going to talk fall. We're going to talk backstory. We're going to talk it all with Riley. But this has been the In Off the Bench podcast. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We're out.